800 CHAB is proud to present Ask the Expert. Here's Rob Carney.
Do you own an ATV? Do you know the rules and regulations? What about your insurance and your ATV? Let's ask the expert, Greg Marcyniuk at Heritage Insurance in Moose Jaw.
Greg, the focus today on Ask the Expert is ATVs, all-terrain vehicles. More and more people have them. More and more farmers and ranchers are making use of ATVs. And a lot of people aren't real clear on the laws and the insurance surrounding all-terrain vehicles. There are some strict rules that go along with owning and operating an ATV.
That's right, Rob. And being summertime, this is the time of year when most people do buy them and they operate them. And there's a range of ages. And unfortunately, there have been some deaths with ATVs and young kids that have been operating them. So first of all, the definition of an ATV is any vehicle that is designed for off-road use, such as mini bikes, dirt bikes, all-terrain vehicles, quads, and off-road utility vehicles. Now, as far as people who can drive these ATVs, you must be 16 years of age and hold a valid driver's license to operate an ATV in any public area. Youth between the ages of 12 and 15 can operate an ATV in public areas, and they may cross roads, but they cannot drive on roads. And that's if they passed an approved ATV training course, or if they're supervised by someone who holds a driver's license continuously for at least 1 year. Now, where can you drive your ATVs? You can drive ATVs on Crown land, including highways, rights-of-way, ditches, and you can drive an ATV on road or street if you're allowed by local bylaw, if you're authorized by the Highway Traffic Board, and also when crossing a road or bridge. To drive an ATV on private land, you always need permission from that landowner because there are some liabilities when you do go on that landowner's property. You want to look for signs and permission, and if there's any restrictions, you should contact your local municipality. Again, such as parks. Most parks are posted for where you can operate, and some of the parks there has been current legislation put in place where there are some pretty hefty fines where you could be fined up to $700 for operating an ATV on provincial park property. So very important. Now, safety tips as far as with the ATV, again, you should always wear a CSA approved motorcycle helmet. You should have protective eyewear, and they are legally required when you're out in public areas with your ATV or dirt bike, mini bike. And you should have a buddy system so that when you are out that you do have someone traveling with you. And again, don't carry a passenger unless the ATV is designed for it. When operating ATVs in public areas, you should always keep right when approaching other vehicles, pass other vehicles on the left, signal turns when required, stop for the police, yield to vehicles on your right and pedestrians, and maintain a safe following distance, drive with due care and attention, drive with consideration of the other people, also travel in the same direction when driving at night, and also make sure that you are aware of the surroundings around you. When you are coming to a stop sign, come to a complete stop. And just be safe when you're out there.
And for some reason, people just seem to throw caution to the wind when they're on an ATV.
Exactly. And when you're on a gravel road, that's when accidents happen. Again, drive at night with headlights. Make sure that you do have working headlights and that you do have rear lights. So if you don't have that, do not operate it. The other thing is insurance. If you are operating that vehicle outside of your public land, like if you're just operating it on the farm, you do not require this. But if you are operating outside of any of your private land that you own on any public area, you are required to have a minimum of $200,000 liability on that vehicle. Please come in, talk to any of my fine ladies that work with us at the corner of Fairford and First Avenue West.
Greg Marcyniuk from Heritage Insurance on 800 CHAB's Ask the Expert.
This has been Ask the Expert on 800 CHAB.